I only knew how to play a couple of chords on the piano, here's how I would sit down at the piano and make them sound absolutely magical. A lot of beginners think that playing a melody and chords is beyond their reach, but today I'm going to show you how to do exactly that, and you'll be playing in no time. My name is Rebecca, and welcome to my piano studio. I love teaching beginners just like you how to sit down at the piano and make beautiful music every single time. I believe that piano should be a time of relaxation and beauty, and I'm going to show you how to take the frustration out of your piano practice time so that when you just know a couple of chords, you'll be playing something gorgeous and it won't feel like practice. It'll feel like therapy. Come over to the piano. I can't wait to show you how to do this. Let's talk about the key signature for the key of E minor. I like to always begin with a scale because a scale will tell you, it tells your fingers which notes to play and which notes to skip. And it also gives your ear somewhere to go when you actually begin playing as well. A sharp is one note up from the original note, whether that note is black or white. So in this case, we have one sharp, which is an F sharp. So instead of playing an F, we're going to play the note that's right to the right of it, which is this black one. So we'll skip the F and play this one. So here is the E minor natural scale. But for our right hand, we're going to be building chords on each note of the E minor scale. So for the first chord that we build, it will be built on the number one or the first note of the E minor scale. So if we start on E, I'll show you how to make this first chord, and then all the rest of them will be the same. We're going to go up 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. That leads us to a G. And then from E, we go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leads us to a B. So if we put all 3 of those together, we have an E, G, and B. And that is our number one chord and the first chord that we're going to play in our chord progression today, the E minor chord. Now we're going to go up to the 6th note of this scale. So from E, let's count up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leads us to a C. Now on the C, if we build a triad or a stacked chord on top of that, we have a C major. So we have our one chord here, our E minor, and I'm going to take this C. We're going to go to this C right here. And now we're going to build a chord on the 7th note of the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is our D. Let's take this one. And we're going to build our triad. Now remember, this one has the F sharp, not the F. And this is a D major chord. So we're going from our 1 chord, which is our E minor, to our 6 chord, C major, to our 7 chord, D major, and then back to 1. So I would go over that a few times just so that you can feel what they feel like and kind of get an idea. So we're going 1, 6, 7, 1 over and over and over again. And remember that chord progressions are meant to be looping. So that means you don't just have to do it one time through and then be finished. That would be a very short chord progression, but we can go all the way through that many times until your time is finished. As long as you end on the E minor, it will sound complete. Now is a great time to talk about inversions. Now, inversions might be something that you've never heard of before, but that just gives us a little bit of freedom in our melody. So when we have a chord like our E minor, we can play it any number of ways. We can play it so that the E, G, and B are stacked like this, and this is the original root position triad. But we can also do it in other ways, where we can take the E off the bottom and we can put that at the top. That still is an E, G, and B, but this is called the first inversion. So it sounds different than our stacked chord. So here's our stacked, and here's our first inversion. So we can do that one more time where we take now the G off the bottom and place that at the top. And we can play it like this. That still is an E, G, and B, but it's now played in this order. This is the second inversion. So you can try all those different inversions. Up and down, just so that your hands get used to what they feel like. But the one that we're going to use today is our second inversion. So that's where we took the G off the bottom and we placed that at the top. So we have B, E, and G. So you can play it up here or you can play it down here. And that's the one that we're going to be using today. For our C major chord, we're going to keep our C major in a stacked position because it's super close to that second inversion of our E minor. So we have our E minor, and then we go to our root position, our C, E, G. Then for our D major, we're going to do the second inversion of our D major also. So let's look at where that comes from. So instead of the stacked D, F sharp, A, let's do the two inversions so we can see what they are. So we take the D off the bottom, place it at the top. And then one more, take the F sharp off the bottom and place that at the top. This is our second inversion, and that's what we're going to use today. So we have A on the bottom, D, and then F sharp. So if we look at all three in order, we now have our second inversion of our E minor, root position of our C major, and then second inversion of our D major. And then we're going to end back on the E minor. Now there's any number of different ways that we can do this, but these are the ones that were chosen today. So listen to that again. Now, if you were to sing that as a melody, what would you be singing? You would be singing that top note. So that is our little melody that we're starting out with today. So listen for that melody note as we play our chords now. You hear that? So that's how the melody fits in with the chords. Now, if you're interested in working on all of the rest of the chords for the key of E minor, check out this video where I go through the entire scale and do every single chord and the different inversions in the key of E minor. So for our first step, we have worked on our right hand and we have our melody notes. And now we need to figure out what we're going to do with our left hand. Now, the cool thing about the left hand is it doesn't have to do very much to fill it in. So instead of doing the full chord and having to worry about all the notes in our left hand right now, we're just going to represent this by doing an octave. So instead of playing the E minor chord, we're going to play an E octave. And then, because we're going to play this song in 4/4 time, I want you to pick your thumb up and play the E again. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then for the C major, we're going to do the same thing where we do 1, 2, 3, 4. For the D, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then E, 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you've practiced how your hand is going to be moving, and it doesn't move very far, that's our left hand pattern. We're going to now put our right hand together with it. Now, a lot of times beginners have a hard time with putting left hand and right hand together. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a left hand and then a right hand chord to start with, just to get used to both hands playing at the same time. So you left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. So instead of doing that left hand pattern 1, 2, 3, 4 to begin, we're going to just hit the octave and then play 2 beats of the chord. So it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you understand how your hand is moving back and forth, we're now going to do the 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 3, 4, when our thumb goes, that's when we're going to play our right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you have that down to where you're doing alternating, we're now going to try them all at the same time. free to go as slow as you need to go so that you're still able to stick in the rhythm of the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So another way in the right hand that you can continue to work on your dexterity of moving back and forth between notes is to not just play the chord all at the same time, but by starting at the bottom and playing to the top. That's called an arpeggio, when you play a chord by the individual notes. So you don't always have to go bottom to top. You can go top to bottom, or even from the middle. But for right now, we're going to go from the bottom to the top. To C, to the D, to the E. So once you understand how your hand is moving there with the arpeggios, we're going to put it together with our little pattern. So we're going to hit hands together, and then our thumb, and then do the arpeggio and move. Thumb, now remember how we said that the pinky, or the number 5 chord in the right hand, is where we hear our melody. Now, if we did that every single time and you wanted to make this a really long improvisation, that would get kind of boring every single time. So what we're going to do now is expand that so that we can hear a little bit more of a melody in the right hand. The cool thing is that your first 2 fingers, whether that's 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, don't have to do anything beyond what they're already doing. It's going to be the pinky and the forefinger that's going to make a little bit of a melody. So now we're going to make the same chord that we made originally. So we'll start with our E minor, and we're going to take our top finger and we're going to walk it down. Now, some people like to do that with their 5 finger, but I find that that gets a little squished with your hands, so I'm going to use my forefinger as well. And we're going to just take it down 1, 2, 3. And these 2 fingers are not going to move. So it'll sound like this. So then we only have 2 fingers playing. See that? So try that again. And now our melody sounds like this. Once you have that with your E minor, let's now go to our next chord, our C. And now let's walk that down also. So 1, 2, 3. And then to our D. Now this one, I like to use my 1, 2, and 4 finger because it feels better in my hand. So I'm going to use my 3 finger for our walk down. And then back to our 1. So it'll sound like this all together with our new little walk down melody. To the C. To the D. So now let's put that together with our left hand. C. The same thing that we just did where we took that top note and we made it walk down, we're now going to make it walk up in the scale. Now, if you remember originally, with our scale, we only have that one black note, which is our F sharp. And it's already here for us with our first chord. We know that the F sharp's here. So the rest of the notes we walk up to are going to be white notes. Now you're going to hit your original chord, and then you're going to walk up 2 notes. Now, you may not be able to keep these middle notes down, but that's okay because they will still be held over in sound from the original time that you played the chord together. So watch that again. And then we go to our C, and we're going to do the same thing. Now to our D. And then our E. So I like to keep my thumb down, but you do not have to do that. If you're not comfortable with keeping that thumb down, you absolutely can make it come up as well. If you use your sustain pedal, that will help your sound also to blend together. Right now we're going to put this same walk up pattern with our left hand as well. Now make sure you stick with me to the end of this video because we're going to put this all together and give you some choices. So when you play this, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful improvisation for you. One more pattern that I'm going to show you with your right hand without having it move around too much is really beautiful because it's going back and forth of your 3, 4, and 5 fingers. So if you play the chord originally, so here's our E minor again, and then we're going to play the note that's down, and then up, and then middle. So it goes like this. So try that, and then we'll move on to our C. Same thing. Now for the D, it's the same pattern, but it's going to sound a little bit different. So once you understand that pattern, we're now going to put our left hand with it. I'm going to give you a choice of any of the patterns that we have done so far. So we just played the original chords. We did arpeggios. We did a walk down pattern. And we did a walk up pattern. And then we did this little pattern. And let's see if we can create a beautiful song using any of those choices, and we can go through this pattern several times. I hope you can see now why playing an E minor is one of my favorite keys to play in. It's absolutely stunning, and it's not that hard once you start at the beginning. If you're interested in diving a little bit deeper into the key of E minor, check out this video. This is a great one. It's a great chord progression, and it sounds beautiful and just continues on with the same track that we have been learning about today. I hope that you keep practicing. Come back here anytime you need encouragement to make beautiful music, and I can't wait to hear about your progress. Until I see you in the next video, keep practicing.